I'm just talking about getting out there and running. I know it's cold out there today, but it's no excuse, according to Phil Marsh anyway. You can get out there and you can do it. There are ways to do so. The running room, a good place to stop by and find out exactly how. In fact, it's a great way to start running at all. Why not talk to experts, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So people, this is the time. We passed over all of the overeating and all of that through the holidays. I should introduce as well Jason Roberts, who's going to be heading up some of your clinics. This is the time where people are like, all right, you know, it may not be a resolution, but I'm going to run in race weekend. Yeah. You're really close to needing to work out soon, like start your runs.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky because, you know, resolutions, I think the fitness industry says something like 70% of all people that try a fitness program as a resolution stop after 6 weeks. So with our clinics especially and with running, we're blessed with the Ottawa race weekend. You know, it's 80% sold out, I think, for the half marathon already.
I got to do that today.
Yes. So people should obviously sign up online. But it's great because it gives them a long-term goal. There's a 10K called the St. Paddy's Day race in March, so it gives them a little shorter goal. But mainly people are getting ready for race weekend. So we'll have a couple of thousand people just in our clinics in Ottawa getting ready for the race weekend and beyond.
Wow, that's amazing. So Jason Roberts, you're running some of these clinics, and I want to hear about your personal story really quickly first. Is that possible?
Sure. Well, about 6 years ago, I was actually more 7 years ago. I was very overweight. I was about 425 pounds.
Whoa! Wow.
And I ended up in the hospital because of it. And it was that was sort of the aha moment. And after that, I got started exercising, worked my diet, and it took a few years. But I lost the weight by about 2009, and
wow.
I started running at that point. And so I did my first 5K in September of 2009 and haven't looked back.
That's amazing. It's a true addiction, running, and in a good way. When you're running, you're addicted to it, but it's an easy addiction to fall out of. You got to keep it up, and almost a group support helps that, right, Phil?
Yeah, it's like anything else. If it's social, you'll do it. If you bring a buddy, you'll find a way to do it. You know, and obviously, you know, with the daylight being short still. Nighttime running, if you've got a buddy, it's safer.
Yes.
Safer out there, definitely, and especially in the cold, you want to make sure you've got somebody around. But mainly, you know, we really try to focus on it being fun and conversational. So, you know, on your Sunday runs, your long runs, you keep everything at conversation pace, so you know it's under control. Your breathing is calm. But if you're focused on a conversation, you know, I've seen groups break up in the marathon, not so much by pace, but by conversation. So you'll have a group, you know, conservative and liberals, and they're fighting the whole way.
Right.
You'll have people talking about something in the news. You'll have people talking about, you know, the election or whatever. But the groups will end up, you know, after a couple of hours, they'll come back. It's like, oh, geez, we're not done our discussion yet, and they'll go out for another couple of K.
Wow.
And they've totally forgotten that they're out running because it's been very social and very fun.
It's a big mental game. Tell me about how people get started. I think learning to run is an interesting idea. Jason, you'll be doing some clinics. Learn to run, or will you be doing that one, or all of them?
I usually teach the 10K or the half marathon.
Oh,
clinic,
wow, okay.
But I love the Learn to Run clinic because it starts out like small steps. So you'll start out running for 1 minute and then walking for 2 minutes. And by the end of the clinic, you'll be running for 10 minutes and walking for a minute.
Isn't that amazing? And you know, it is really competitive. I know that it's an individual thing, but the competition within yourself sometimes is a stronger drive than any other.
Oh, absolutely. You know, it's like anything else. I always tell people you should have, you know, a couple of friends around you. One that's fast, that's a better runner than you, or faster, not better. You should have somebody that's just starting that you can kind of mentor, and somebody around your own level. So you've always got somebody to chase, somebody chasing you, and someone to gauge your own performance with, right? So that keeps that circle around. So you've always got someone that you can find, you know, to train with. And then again, if it's -15 or somebody, you know, Kurt's sick this morning, it happens. You know, even when you're fit and active, you sometimes get sick. If you only have one training buddy and they're sick, you're going to have trouble being motivated. But if you've got two, the odds are pretty good. The other one's still going to be able to fill in.
Another runner is your personal trainer. I think that's a great idea. That's a really smart idea, because when you're not into it, the other person most likely will be. So basically, my resolution has to be to up my conversation pace from walking.
Yes.
That's where I'm at right now.
You can still walk it, and you know what? The walkers get just as fit as the runners because they're out proportionally. If they're doing 10K, they're out longer than the runners are, right? So they're still getting active, and with the Nordic walking poles and things. So you know what? It doesn't matter whether you're running, whether you're walking, whether you're doing salsa dancing. We have a responsibility just to society to get more fit and active and healthy. And honestly, I'd love everybody to run or walk, but I think the big factor right now for resolution, find something that you like that's fun,
Yes.
something that gets you moving. I've got my dad. My dad's 85, and I've got him an Xbox Connect.
Yeah.
And he bowls, and he bowls 3 times
And
a
he
week
likes
on
it?
And it ends up he does squats when he gets up and down, but he's active for 40 minutes a day, 3 times a week that he normally wouldn't have.
Something you like to do. That's a good message there. And so many benefits to running. You will enjoy it if you start, I promise. Just get above 5K. It's all sailing from there.